Hello Libra, this is your extended reading. So there are very interesting cards here, and you know, giving me this further explanation that yes, it is something that is a situation that perhaps you're feeling the restrictive character of it, right? It's like you feel now that you are coming to the edge of the domain or the possibility of growth within the place that you are, or within the workplace that you work and that you have worked for your entire life, or the place that you live. But really, what is going to allow your growth, allow your, well, it's more than just growth, okay? Here in the extended is coming through as becoming more independent, becoming aware that you don't have to, it's not answer by other people's standards. It's like you don't have to comply to other standards. It's like you can follow your own standards, right? Because you have really bright standards ahead of you. It's just that so far you have been inside the shade and the protection of the tower, which is very familiar. That's the reason why leaving can feel so emotional and so heartbreaking and so bittersweet, because although you want room for growth, it's almost like you feel comfortable within the protection of these walls, right? But that's the thing. Growth needs room and also needs sunlight, and you will only be able to acquire that once you leave the boundaries of the tower. So we begin this extended with the sun. This is, well, when this card came through, it actually came through with this is one of the main ingredients that Libra is missing: sunlight. And that is also talking about finding your independence, following your own true light. So, okay, so I'm going to show already the second card because it's connected, right? The Nine of Pentacles. So not only if you leave the tower, right, and see the forest for what it is exactly, right? What is a forest? It's like a group of trees. So you are not alone. And so once you come out and see the sun, it's like you will feel more empowered. You will feel, well, the word that just came through is like you will feel more enlightened. Enlightened because you will receive the sun directly. It's like it's not going to be filtered or trimmed because of the boundaries or because of whatever circumstances were surrounding you when you were in this situation. So by leaving the it's like the restriction, right? And I'm not saying that it was something that was imposed, right? Remember, it's something that holds really fond memories, so it can be hard to leave. But there's an entire forest waiting outside of these walls, waiting for you, Libra. And this is the only way that you will find this true guidance, this true light. And because we have the Nine of Pentacles here, it's like, well, this was coming through as, this person in the center being you and holding very tight onto the rails of a staircase or onto the is there rail also on the bridge? It's like whatever path is being, shown to you, although it is very clear that is compatible to who you are, and it is very beautiful, right? The path of flowers. It's also something that is very safe. It's like, I know that within these walls or within the circumstances that you were previously, it's like you felt safe because it was something that it was pretty familiar, pretty well known, right? Because you were, it's like you had been you know, shaped to fit perfectly that space, that role, that, you know what I mean, right? So once you see the sun, once you find this direct contact to this ingredient that perhaps was being kept from you, right, when you were inside these walls, and when you drink from this source that is this ingredient of, it's almost coming through as, you know, the what is the name of that thing that you put inside the cake to make it grow? I cannot think of the name in English, but it's that thing, it's that ingredient. The sun is coming through as that ingredient that makes things grow, right? And the Nine of Pentacles here is, the more you go, the further you walk, the path will be strengthened. The path will be shown as safe, as steady, as independent. But that's the thing, it's like you are still holding on to the rails. It's like you are afraid to let go, right? Because it's like whatever you're leaving behind, it holds a place in your heart that is very, it's very special, it's very near and dear to you. But since you are taking this leap and, you know, having the courage to drink directly from this source that is the ingredient of growth, the way that you're going to be met, in a sense, it's not going to be that easy. So after the Nine of Pentacles is the Eight of Swords and the Two of Wands. So what this is talking about here is that when you decide to leave because your heart, you know, wants to move forward, right? Instead of staying in this very repetitive cycle, it doesn't matter where you go, at least in the beginning, because from what I'm seeing here, it's like there's only one clear path that is being shown to you once you decide to leave. And because this is a straightforward path, right? It's like it's very well paved. The ones that are going to be right behind you are the ones that have known you, are the ones that hold the old patterns, the old standards. They are the ones with the scissors. It's like they are the ones that were keeping you in this cycle. If it's not actual people, right? If it's just the remembrance of the old standards, right? It's like the old patterns are going to be right behind you. That's the reason why you are holding on to the rails so strongly. It's like you are afraid that if you just turn around to look what's behind you, it's going to be so terrifying that you cannot do so. It's like whatever you're doing, because it's like your heart and your soul are asking for it, right? There's something that you can no longer wait. You can no longer repeat, right? This cycle can no longer repeat. It's like you have been trimmed down to the maximum. It's like your soul is screaming for growth, right? It's asking to drink directly from the source. And so when you do so, remember the twos for me are also steps, right? And so if we saw the Two of Cups in the first part, the Two of Wands is in the same position here in the extended. So two twos, right? One from the heart and one from the essence of you, right? Since you showed up as the Ace of Wands. So although this shape that you're currently in, meaning your human body, your physical vessel, right, is one that has been shaped and trimmed down to be fully developed, right, to grow to the maximum within a container. It wants to grow, it wants to keep going, it wants to move forward. This is talking about keep going ahead, just keep going, because the path is steady and you are careful enough, well, especially because we have this card here. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, although they're not like this, but anyways. So actually, let me do it like this. After the Two of Wands, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles, usually to me, from all of the knights, he is the one that is careful. He is the one that is mindful. He is the one that, you know, is very prudent, is very perhaps too much, too careful, but is the one that knows that slow and steady wins the race. That's the thing, especially because after this Knight of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there is, you know, reason for you to be careful, because you know there is going to be this winning moment when you will receive the prize, in a sense. That's the thing. You know that that is also within this picture. It's not just that your soul is asking for growth. It's almost like your heart and soul are desiring space for growth, but also for independence, and perhaps even, you know, this independence from old standards that are limiting your physical expression, right? But this is not just a question of you know, an emotional decision to leave. There is, it's like within the decision making moment that you step outside and you see the sun, it's like the more you go, each step that you take, you will feel stronger and stronger and stronger. Even if the past haunts you, even if the old standards are still there, if you fall or if you turn around, it's like there is a little bit of fear that you cannot, it's like you just have to keep on going. It's like, do not look backwards. It's like only look ahead, right? And because we are ending with this Two of Swords, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. Just keep your eyes on the prize, because the spookiness or the fears or the old standards, they're going to decrease. They are going to slow down. They are going to lesser, right? If straight away in the beginning, as soon as you step out of the tower and you know you are receiving this light from the sun directly and feeling stronger than ever, even though you're still holding tight, right, to the rails, it's like you know that you can keep going, right? They are still there. They're right, you know, they are waiting for you to slip, in a sense, but you're not going to slip. That's the thing, Libra. Whatever you're doing, you're being so careful, because you know that there is this you know, the gold that you're aiming for, whatever it is that is so valuable, that is real. It's like a real prize at the end of this journey. That, and I'm going to take back, because it's not that there is an end to it. To be honest, I'm saying this as, you know, almost like a encouragement to you, but there is no end. There is no end to this. It's like there is no end goal. There is a prize, but the prize is to keep going, because it's like the fears or the old patterns, because they are within your heart, it's like they're going to be there no matter what. It's just that they're going to increase, well, they are going to decrease the amount of influence or the scale of influence that they used to have, because they are it's like they are part of your heart, right? You're going to hold this within your heart forever. It's like it's always going to be part of your memory, part of who you were when you were there, or it's like the shape that you came to be, right? It's like it's because of the connections that you made within that situation, or the experience that you lived within those circumstances, even though perhaps consciously they weren't exactly your standards, but they were comfortable, they were perhaps even loving, right? They felt like protection, they felt like they just felt like real. And once you see that there are so many others that were in the same container, but you know, separate from you, it's like you feel like you belong to this larger forest of bonsais, which is, it's cute, right? But it's this discovery that you have to go on your own. It's like finding that you are independent and you can set your own independent standards, right? And when you do so, that's the reason I'm saying it's like there is no end prize or end goal. It's like it's always going to be this stimulus, right? It's like within your mind, being careful. It's like you will remain careful. That's not something that will leave you. The only thing that will, you know, lessen a bit is the amount at which, you know, your past is going to show up, right? And to scare you away. It's like, as long as you just keep on going and focus ahead, right? Because there is this, it's like, that's the thing. It's not that you are doing so to reach an end goal or to reach a prize. It's like you're becoming the prize as you walk. And that's the reason why you're going to be unreachable, because the further you go, it's like the steadier you're going to be, right? It's like the harder it's going to be to reshape you to their own standards. It's like now you are your own shaper. You are, it's like by keeping on this path, right? It's like, yes, the past will still be there because it's in your heart, it's in your memories, it's something that you hold near and dear, but it's not going to be scarier or as intense as it was. And you are going to be the only, well, because you are becoming an independent being, one that can be shaped by your own values, by your own standards. And this is why it's like, it's really important for you to drink directly from the source and not be filtered, even though this could be, you know, a very protected place. It's like it was filtering the sun. So going outside, it's going to show you that there is nowhere to go, really. But in going, no matter where, no matter what you're heading towards, it's like you are becoming the shaper of yourself. You are setting the standards by which you are shaping you. And the old ways are going to be like this very distant memory, right? It's not going to be as influential as it was in the beginning, which I feel like it's something that you are, it's almost like you're setting the rules now, especially because, you know, this card, it's like at the bottom of the deck. So the Hierophant, which now that I'm saying this, it is talking about setting the rules. So by becoming independent enough that you don't have to follow another person's standards, it's like you are setting the rules. You are giving yourself your own group of standards. It's like, I don't know how else to say. It's like you are dictating your life now, to be, you know, very simple. It's like you are your own dictator. There is nobody else that is going to shape your life other than you, right? If it makes sense. So let's see what the astrological runes have to add to this reading for you, Libra. Okay, so we have Midheaven. I'm just laughing now because these are actually the initials for, well, my grandpa's name. And yeah, it felt a little bit nostalgic actually. So, well, maybe that's it, right? It's like there is something, well, and oh my God, this is so incredible. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, so to me, midheaven, when I think of the astrological chart, the midheaven is the treetop. The treetop that has been trimmed down by the circumstances that you were, right? And this midheaven in astrology is this purpose, the life purpose that you came to fulfill, this objective that you came to just to step into, right? To be able to experience it fully and to express yourself fully, to leave this legacy, right? Through your career, through your endeavors, through your life, whatever, however it is. But it is nostalgic. It's almost like, you know, you have to become the traitor of the family in a sense, right? Because you have, it's like you are the tree that left your roots in a sense. But that's the thing. It's like you're not, it's not that you are uprooting because you are not honoring your family tree, right? It's just because you need perhaps to form your own family tree, and there is no room for growth if you stay where you are. And so you fulfilling your life purpose means that for your life to express fully, for your tree to grow, for this treetop to be abundant and, you know, limitless. It's like, even though this bittersweet feeling can be very emotional, right, and bring a lot of memories to you, it's also talking about your own path, your independent path as a fully grown tree, right? A tree that have grown to the maximum where you are, and now you have to move to make your own tree grow, right? And have other trees grow from you, right? So this is really intriguing to me. Actually, I was not expecting that. So yeah, I'll have to give it a little bit of thought now after this reading. But I hope this was insightful for you, Libra. Thank you so much for being here with me, and take care. Okay, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.